I'm Christine Romans, and this is where I grew up, in Iowa, where corn is the story. There's a joke, there are 3 crops in Iowa: corn, soybeans, corn. And we're heading into a cornfield that on the outside, it doesn't look so bad, right? I mean, it's green, it's growing, it has tassels here, but on the inside, to an Iowan, to someone who lives here, this crop is a disaster. It's brown from the bottom up, and you can see just how small these ears are. And we're going to talk to Katie Tuttle, who's a local agronomist, who's going to tell us what's happening to this corn.
Because of the heat and the hot weather while it's soaking, it doesn't always pollinate very well. So to figure out if it pollinates, you just shake it like this. And you can see that's how many are still attached. And those are how many kernels that are probably going to abort. You can see that it's already all rolled up for the day, so it's trying to preserve what moisture it's got.
So this is like the preservation, playing defense.
Right. Some people call it pineapple.
Look at that. You can even see the water inside. It's trying to save itself.
Last week it was 105 degrees and the ground temperature was 145 degrees. You can see on this one too, it's it all pollinated because there's no silks left on it, right. Whereas some of these other ones, there's still a lot of silk left and it's probably not pollinated.
If you're a farmer who's doing corn, soybeans, and you've got livestock, you see this ear and you say, I'm just going to chop this down.
Yeah, I think you probably evaluate all of your fields and say which ones are my worst and which one's my best. And if this is probably some of the worst stuff, then you'd say, yeah, I'd probably use that for my silage feed.
His name is Jake Denger. We've been farming. My dad farms, his entire life. My grandpa farmed his entire life. It's done.
This is done. If it rains, nothing helps you here.
If it rained right now, it wouldn't be doing any good.
So you've sort of surrendered. You're chopping this up to feed the cows.
Well, we chop some every year, but this year we have to chop more.
Isn't it kind of a little bit sad that could have been a beautiful corn crop?
I'd rather have it in there than looking at it out dead every day in the field, and that's a little more depressing to look at when it's out there dead. With silage, at least I have an outlet for it. A grain farmer, if there's nothing there, all they can really do is just shred it off.
The corn should be tall and lush and green in the fields. Instead, this is a cornfield, a dry, almost worthless cornfield. This farmer's decided to just plow over, chop up, and feed to his animals. This is basically the beginning of the harvest, a harvest that many thought this year would be great. Instead, at least in this case, will be a bust. Christine Romans, CNN, MAQUOKETA, Iowa.